But the whole idea behind what I'm going to be talking about today is saving money. So the whole idea behind this is saving money for companies. So I'll kind of get into that. So I am the Google Cowboy or Reminder of Marketer, and today's presentation is about Ad Cannibal.
We're going to do 2 minutes a person, and obviously, if there's anything interesting, new that you want to talk about, put it in there. Particularly, think about what makes you unique, memorable, even if it's something personal. All right, Mark. So we would go Mark, David, Audrey. Mark,
Okay.
you're up.
All right, Mark Tebow, Growth Strategy Advisors. I do a number of things, mainly for private equity groups and personal clients. So I do market diligence, market discovery, competitive analysis. But actually, something interesting that happened to me this week is I ended up on Clubhouse. And since been on Clubhouse, I keep getting constant messages. I don't know if anybody else here is suffering from that same issue, but I'm probably getting 40, 50, 60 messages a day. So much for that. But anyway, so basically my main clients are normally private equity groups, but lawyers and accountants are also very helpful. And if you want to do a referral, I'm also good for that too. I do a lot of customer experience work too. So if someone's in need of that, I can help them there too. That's me.
A lot of sort of pre-market research.
Do a lot of that, qualitative and quantitative. Do a lot of interviewing, a lot of data mining.
All right.
Stuff.
Great. You got 40 seconds. Anything to add?
No, I just think that one of the things I do a lot of is technology companies, and so I do technology impact reviews because a lot of the private equity groups want to know that client A goes with client B, and sometimes that doesn't work.
Technology impact reviews. I think you're going to have to. What do you mean by that?
Well, no, I'm just saying that a lot of times the technology for client A doesn't really jive with the technology for client B either. And it's not just the technology, sometimes it's the market perspective. So, they may be two compatible companies that have nothing in common with each other.
Okay, and that's for like evaluating them as an acquisition? Okay. Let's move on. So Dave, Nato, Audrey, then Rajiv.
Cool. I'm going to share my screen because it's cooler than my face. So I run a digital marketing agency called Ventropy Media. I like to ask people, or I tell people, I just changed the copy on this. It's functional, but is it working? So a lot of people have websites that are up and they're not optimized, or their marketing is up and it's not as effective as it could be. So I like that tool. I'm going to start thinking about how to use that tool. I help clients make websites and digital marketing more effective with data-driven optimization. I do on-site optimization, paid media, and earned media. This is about me. I've been doing it for a long time is the bottom line. I've got a process that I've developed for how to go about it. You could see from the graphics that I have in the deck, this is customer-facing deck. It's very simplistic on purpose graphically because I have to do a lot of educating. I work with a lot of small and medium businesses. So I talk to them about measurement and how the measurement model is not just tracking. There's a lot of other things involved. I talk about research because that's where I got my career started, and my focus has always been on research and data-driven optimization. And sometimes I talk to my clients about consumer purchase cycle and associated actions they could be taking on a site if I have to. And then I just coined this new thing that I'm calling the 8-point plan to SEO. This is very simplistic for everybody here, but for clients that I'm talking to, they've never thought about looking at SEO this way. This is how I kind of bucket everything. Obviously, keyword and competitive research is critical to paid search as well as SEO. So, I don't think I'm giving away the whole shop here, but trying to, give my clients a little taste of what I offer, and that's what I do. Oh, and something cool, something interesting is I'm researching Kickstarter because I'm developing a game, and I'm researching how to do a Kickstarter. So if anyone knows how to do that, I'd love to hear about it. And I started watching a webinar about Amazon, selling on Amazon and listing on Amazon. And I'm actually really curious to know, Bryce, if that technology, it has crossed over to Amazon, or if you have eyes on Amazon, because I know they've got a whole organic and inorganic thing going as well.
Yeah, actually, they're one of the biggest ad spenders that I've actually seen, and we're part of like 3 entities that have access to this. And the first entity was basically the creator of the technology, and we kind of brought it to market. My business partner did anyway, and they're already a client.
It'd be really interesting to see your technology in use for people who do Amazon advertising.
All right,
it wouldn't work in that respect. This is for
Okay.
Google Ads only.
I see, I understand.
Audrey, then Rajiv, then Chris Weideman.
Hey everybody, I'm Audrey Glover-Dictor. I'm an attorney and I focus on advertising, marketing, and promotions law. And I would work with Dave, who just spoke, because you create these awesome websites, and then I would come in and work with you on having the websites be legally compliant online with ADA compliance, privacy. I would review it for intellectual property issues, if any, and also advertising law. So when I review marketing campaigns, I review everything that is part of your campaign. However, because we all are living online, I focus more nowadays on making sure that your websites are legally compliant. So my tagline is, I help businesses protect themselves from their own websites to minimizing legal risk for lawsuits for being out of compliance with ADA, privacy, and so on and so forth. Something new, I started a Clubhouse room and I called it Legal Chat, Charla Legal. And today we actually discussed ADA website compliance, how to be compliant on the back end and the front end. Next week is multicultural marketing. So we're going to discuss, how to address different cultures when you want to market in Spanish or so on and so forth. It's every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So feel free to reach out to me if you need an invite. I think I still have some invites left. And bring your questions. It's all about being legal online. Thank you.
Thank you, and good timing. Okay, Rajiv, then Chris Weideman, then Andre.
Awesome. I'm going to take a page out of Dave's playbook and share as well. Hopefully this entertains all of you. Let me see if this works. Okay.
Image is everything. Reputation management delivered at the speed of thought. R Squared Media helps clients be seen or not be seen. Be the only one your customers see on page 1 of Google, Facebook, YouTube, and more. Have your fake news removed from page 1 of Google. R Squared Media is a certified minority-owned business with the City of New York and winner of the 2017 Minority Business of the Year Award. Clients love R Squared Media because we're fun to work with and deliver results at the speed of thought. Visit rsquared.media to schedule a consultation today.
Yeah, so that was my little show and tell. I am looking for meetings with other marketers like all of you so we can explore synergies, since many marketers white label us specifically for reputation management when it comes to deleting stuff from Google. whether it's bad press or one-star reviews. We've even expanded our scope to include deleting reviews from Amazon as well. So that's a new Amazon and Facebook. So that's a new update, and please connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll put my deets in the chat, and let's take it forward. Thank you all for your attention. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you. So you added deleting reviews from Amazon, bad reviews from Amazon and Facebook?
Yes.
Facebook had reviews, but whatever. I'm not a big Facebook user. Okay. Chris, then Andre, then Bryce, you've already gone. So then it would be Ken. So Chris, you are up.
Excellent. Hey, everybody. Name's Chris Wiedemann, Bold Media. So we are email marketing experts at Bold Media. We've been doing email marketing. I've personally been involved in email since 2000. Worked at various companies, both on the technology side, on the agency side, and on the client side, always having a focus on how email fits into the e-commerce ecosystem, so to speak. So what does that mean? That means we help with B2B lead generation. We help with e-commerce systems. We help with education, companies in education. We help with companies in nonprofit. So pretty much any sector. We've even done a lot in healthcare as well. And there's so much, when people think of email, they usually can get the basics down pretty quickly. But when it gets more complicated in terms of automation, especially whether it's in B2B automation, coming up with the right decision trees and designing a campaign effectively, not getting blocked or having bounce issues when your list gets larger than a few thousand names. All of these issues, start to come up if you're not handling things properly. And, e-commerce can get pretty complicated as well. How do you go through the whole life cycle of an e-commerce customer from the moment they sign up to the moment they become a customer, to the moment that you need to, that they continue to renew and you don't want to lose them. So all of those different methods come into play, and having the right tools in place, knowing how to drive those tools, and knowing the right strategies, and having the right analytical tools all come into play. And that's basically what we do to manage the full service picture. We come in individual places too if needed, but basically any part of the email ecosystem we can help with.
Which tools do you work most?
Well, it really depends. I mean, we've worked with HubSpot, Salesforce, MailChimp, Constant Contact. We're doing, a lot of different more niche platforms these days, but like Klaviyo, for example, is one that we've been working on a lot in recently. It's a nice platform for e-commerce. So it really depends on what they need. If they're a publisher, there's good platforms for that. If they're e-commerce, there's different ones. I heard the bell, so I'll.
Yeah, I think there was a request on Mosaic for Klaviyo expert, by the way.
Yeah, I'm working with them now.
Okay. Oh, great.
They became a client from that. So.
Oh, that's great. Okay. My computer's doing weird stuff. Hold on.
I think I'm next, but I don't know who's next after me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Michael had invited me to this probably almost a year ago, and unfortunately, I've just not been able to make it. Particularly nutty year for me, personally, professionally, etc. But I will touch on an extension of what I started to talk about with Bryce. So I've been with the division of Gannett called Reach Local for a little over 11 years. And so I've seen our suite of solutions really evolve. When I joined the company 11 years ago, all we did was SEM. 11 years later, there's literally a raft of solutions that we have underneath our hood. Everything from programmatic, everything including branded content on the USA Today network. About 2 years ago, we launched our Google Shopping capabilities. So we're doing more direct to consumer. And the brilliant piece of that is that we can run direct to consumer branded content and then also piggyback Google Shopping on top of that. A lot of people that I've talked to in the D2C space are complaining about the kinds of cuts that Amazon is taking from their bottom line. So almost an extension of Bryce's point, we're helping folks pivot around Amazon in certain instances, that's for sure. I have been particularly, and we also just launched within the last year, we launched a really smart targeted email campaign solution, proprietary list of email addresses that are native to Gannett. We merged with a company called Gatehouse Media. We now have 300 local publications around the country, 40 of which are weeklies, 260 of which are dailies. So we can be in front of all of those eyeballs in 46 states across the US and USA Today.
Thank you, Andre. And Andre represents, I guess, a company that is larger than our average company in the group. But he he is an entrepreneur at heart, and an amazing networker. So
and we can partner with folks who want to do any of the things that I just mentioned as well.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Next in line would be, let's see, Ken, then Faith Tomasis, then Raul.
Hi, I'm Ken Simon. I do B2B marketing with trying to work with small and mid-sized companies, helping them understand who they're marketing to, what their needs are, and then developing the strategies for them to go after those markets, whether it be online or offline strategies. Example could be that, I don't know if I said this the last time, so if I repeat myself, I apologize. I work with a financial service company. It was a startup in the New York metro area. When I first came on, it was more as a project management type role to help them with their website. But then once we got that straightened out, then we had to create awareness for them in the marketplace. So I created a whole awareness program for them, which included digital marketing, both online and offline campaigns, which included events. The whole purpose of this was to drive leads and awareness. I worked with them for 4 years, and over the 4-year period, I helped them grow into 8 states. And they now get about 400 to 500 leads a month through their online. 40% of it comes from online sources. And unfortunately for me, they decided to bring my role in-house. But I'm looking for companies, small to mid-sized companies that are looking to grow, whether it be financial services, technology, or manufacturing type companies.
Okay. And those are things that you could put in if you haven't yet upgraded or customized your listing, you could indicate those 3 verticals as areas of specialty. So everybody, I mean,
I met someone today, Michael, that I might be able to recommend to the group. So
great. That'd be great. And by the way, I put in a note, and you should speak with Adam Gellis, Gelles. He's a member of the group, and he does B2B. It's called the B2B marketing group.
I met with him.
Okay, cool.
I spoke with him.
All right, wonderful. Okay, next, that was Ken, then Faith Tomasis, Raul, and then Faith Kinslow. Faith Tomasis, are you here? Maybe you're on mute. Hold on, Faith. Let's see if she's still here.
Here she is.
Yep, I see her. She is muted, it seems.
Oh, you're on mute, Faith.
Okay. Can
Go
everyone
for it.
hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm a little unnerved because I usually distinguish myself as being the only Faith in the group. And so I'm not used to having another Faith in the group and then another Faith with long hair. So I have to think of another way to remember me. I'll be the joker, I guess. I do brand communications, brand strategy, particularly in the verbal and strategic aspects of branding. And so my expertise falls into name development, copywriting, especially both consumer but business to business also, and then problem definition. So I do a lot of client interviews to zero in on just what is the problem that they're trying to sell or solve, excuse me. And I work on my own and also heavily in conjunction with other consulting firms, branding firms, graphics design, etc. So I'm a generalist. I've got experience in a wide range of categories. And so I'm looking to meet anyone that needs some verbal communications consulting.
When you say verbal, do you mean written?
Language as opposed
Language.
to,
I see. Okay.
because as you know, most of the people I work with are graphics designers, and I am not a designer, I'm a words person.
Right. Okay. Wonderful. Got 26 seconds. Anything else to add?
I'm the other Faith.
You're the other Faith. Okay. So Raul, then the other Faith, Kinslow, and then Regina. Raul, you are up. Raul, you muted? Raul.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yep, hear you now. Go
Here
for
I
it.
am. So I have a digital consultancy with a couple of programmers, but mainly it's myself. And I help companies succeed online. And I do that by looking at their overall business and seeing how digital can help them grow, which begins with competitive analysis. And from that, we look at anything that they can do to help them succeed with the digital strategy. So I, from that analysis, will know whether their website's poor, whether they are having social media issues, whether their email marketing doesn't work, blogging, whatever it might be. And for those, I usually partner with experts like yourselves, depending on the industry. I like to work with the luxury sector. I'm pretty familiar with high net worth individuals, but also work with medium and small size businesses. And I usually do a project fee and then put them on a retainer.
Also
for,
healthcare, right? You've done some work in the healthcare space.
And then as well as healthcare. Thank you. So it's yeah, luxury health and healthcare space.
Very cool. Anything in particular that they want people to remember you by?
I like luxury. So I love that space, love the people in it. And I've been working around it for a while. I kind of fell into it by my last agency, where I was a general manager that we sold. And we had a lot of luxury clients like Harry Winston, Tourneau, and Verdura. And once we sold that, I didn't ever want to work at an agency again, but I've considered continue to consult.
Cool. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. So who did I say was after Raul? It would be Faith Kinslow, and then Regina, and then Jason. Faith, you there? Are you maybe?
All right, so Faith Tomasis is going to have to differentiate herself in another way because we have a lot of similarities, I believe, in the language area. I'm an award-winning copywriter and a branding and marketing consultant, and I help companies maximize their sales by writing compelling copy that's based on brand strategy and has resulted in sales increases of 33 to 50% for large and small companies. The name of my company is trueidentitybranding.com. You could see my writing work there. And something newish that I've done is many business owners confided to me that they wasted a lot of money on marketing and websites. And I learned that they didn't have a brand strategy, which is essential. And I learned brand strategy when I worked at a large agency working on big brands like Procter & Gamble and General Mills. So I spent 2 years creating a course, and I launched a streamlined online branding course that teaches the branding principles necessary for effective marketing and sales. And you can take a look at the landing page at brand2sell.com, and the 2 is the number 2. And I'd love to connect with you. And I left my contact information in the chat.
Wonderful. And how did you hear about us?
I heard about you from Rajiv.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, so we
Dave,
should talk.
you only dropped your name and your website in there. Do you have other contact as well?
Email?
I did.
Or maybe I'm looking at the wrong Faith.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong Faith.
Oh, I see.
At 5:47, I put a lot of words
Oh,
down.
gotcha. Yeah, I see. Okay, cool. I reached out on LinkedIn. I thought you were the other Faith.
All right, Faith, we should talk one-on-one so I can tell more about the Trusted Referral Network if this sounds like it might be a good fit for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I think I've known you from somewhere else as well, but Regina.
Yes, we have met. We have met
Wonderful.
a few years back, but we have.
Regina, Jason, then Scott. Regina, you are up.
Hey, hi everybody. My name is Regina Shanklin and my firm is RD Shanklin and Associates. And I'm a marketing strategy consultant, largely working in the healthcare industry, even though I can work in other industries and have. I focus in 3 key areas: strategic marketing, business planning, methodology and training, and marketer capability building. So in terms of the strategic marketing, I do a lot of direct to consumer. So those TV ads you see, a lot of AdWords and display ads, that type of work with pharmaceutical companies. I also do a lot of insight development. And when people usually hire me is when they are getting ready to launch a brand. So understanding segmentation, targeting, and the communication strategy, the customer journeys, and things like that. I also do business analysis, a deep dive into what their opportunities are, competitive analysis, environmental analysis, and that type of work. The business planning, I usually work with, the senior management in a company to come up with a planning methodology that matches what their company is trying to achieve and grow their business. So I come up with the templates and then train their teams. And then lastly, I work in terms of marketer capability building. So marketing training, coming up with the curriculum, and then bringing in the experts to train the organization based on their needs. I also do a lot of market research. I partner with market researchers to answer certain questions. Some of the cool work that's been done is co-creation with patients to come up with a better patient retention project. So that's something about me. And that's what I do.
Very cool. And so,
Regina, what kind of clients do you work with? Like what scale, what size of clients?
So I normally work with smaller pharma because it's hard for us individual to get into the bigger pharma companies.
Mm-hmm.
However, we should connect because I do have contacts in the bigger pharma companies.
Well, I just did I just did a scan of Humana. They spend just under $500,000 a month on PPC for 10,000 keywords.
Yeah, but I might be able to introduce you to some bigger pharma clients. We should,
Sure.
Just to see from my contacts from when I used to work, because I spent 12 years in the pharmaceutical industry.
Sure. Yeah, let's connect.
right,
Okay,
we're
great.
running out of time. So Jason Gardner, then Scott, and then I will go. Jason coming all the way in from Paris late at night. Jason,
Hello,
you're up.
everyone. Almost batting cleanup. It's Jason Gardner here. I'm a photographer and I do a bunch of things, but what I'd like to say is I photograph the why, not the what, right? So I go into the base level of what the whatever the client is as to their main value proposition. What's the core of their audience? And I'll take a page from everyone else and share my screen. That's all right here.
Sure.
And so one thing I do is portraits, and here's some portraits. I'll do it super quick, get an idea. And you can see it on my site at jasongardner.net, which I will share. Correct. But I can also do your corporate portrait, that kind of thing. I also do a lot of video. So whether it be interviews or live or behind the scenes, that kind of thing. And I'm currently bidding on a video project in Europe for a large US-based NGO for 3 different countries, 10 interviews over the summer. And it's a pretty in-depth process. So ask number 1 would be any companies or nonprofits who want to do stuff in Europe who need to have a man here in Europe because they can't travel here. It's really a lot about remote production nowadays. The one thing that someone said, I think it was Andre said, Gatehouse Media. Here's a couple of my published work, and I just realized I worked for Gatehouse Media for something called Propel Marketing, if Andre, if you know them. And that was an ad campaign featuring, or I should say profiling, some of the small business owners that were working with their service, that kind of thing. Where I took a photo and they made a little mock-up. I've also shot for Grand Central Station. So this was their kind of, what's the word, shopping campaign. And that was a big job with hard hats and lights and all sorts of stuff. One other fun thing that I do is a series called the Armchair Traveler series, which I've been doing in a lot of travel work. And just to show some of that stuff, some nice, beautiful travel images for your feed. So that would be a second possible connection for me, who would be anyone who wants to get some new art for their walls. And since they're looking at their walls 24/7, and that's all sold on my site.
People need nicer
Thanks a lot.
walls. Absolutely. Thank you, Jason.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Scott Lang, and then I will go.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to see the faces that I'm familiar with and some new faces. Good afternoon. Well, there's an old saying from the management consultant, Peter Drucker, nothing happens unless something is sold. So I've worked under the marketing tent for 40 years, but 30 of those years I've been selling stuff to brands. So my specialty and my company, Lang Marketing, is focused on partnerships and alliances. I work with clients across a wide spectrum of properties, of media forms, of different initiatives. Last week or a few weeks ago, I presented one of my clients, which was the Lonely Entrepreneur, a SaaS platform for small business owners. And the outgrowth of that is something very powerful we're working on right now, which is the Black Entrepreneur Initiative. We've done business with the Charlotte Hornets, the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm currently and confidentially putting together a proposal for the NBA Foundation that was recently formed to fight racial equity, provide money to elevate racial economic equity. So I have clients in the sunglass category and the antiviral categories. I work B2C and B2B. I have a new client in the streaming entertainment category. And I mentioned the Lonely Entrepreneur. I also do, like a lot of us, strategic and also tactical, business planning and marketing planning, but also get involved with activation recommendations. Additionally, a small part of my practice is working with new ventures and helping them with their pitch decks and finding seed money. So I'm a member of the Founders Roundtable and the Entrepreneur Forum, and usually critique entrepreneur business plans. And then if that's not enough, I also do some copywriting on the side, just having been in the business a long time. So I do blogs. I have a client right now that I do about 8 blogs a month. So it keeps me busy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott Lang.
My LinkedIn.
I didn't miss anybody. Did I before I go? Okay. I have a minute left, so I will time myself. My name is Michael Bendit, and my company is called Software Development Resources, as most of you know. So besides being a founder of this group, this networking group, I'm also a member of the group, so I can eat my own dog food. And I get a lot of business through networking. I do my teams that I represent, so I'm an independent sales rep. The teams that I represent are very technically focused, and we build websites and mobile applications and e-commerce sites. And the reason I have about 10 companies is because there's so many different types of platforms out there and technologies that it's hard for small companies in particular to be the master of all of them. So my job is to help somebody who needs a website or needs a mobile application to match them with the right team based on what their budget requirements are, or budget limitations are, what their technology platform is, or technology preferences, or even their style or where they are in their business sequence. For example, I just had a call today with a prospective customer who's doing a startup, and he's got an idea for an app, right? But he hasn't really developed that idea. So I have a team that will work with him to firm that down and create the layouts of how the app will work, help him define what makes sense in terms of a minimum viable product to get started with. And so a lot of that decision was based not just on the technology that he needs, but on their approach to working with startups. And I get paid purely on a commission basis. So I'm sort of an advisor to my clients as well, in addition to matching them to the right team, helping them through the process of, what it's like and how do you deal with a technical team and manage that technical team. Would love to connect one-on-one with folks who I haven't recently connected one-on-one with. And so in my email that I send out, which we're getting in a couple days, at the bottom it says to connect with me, just tap into my calendar. And it is now 6:01 or 11:01 or 12:01 or whatever in Paris. So thank you all for joining, and I don't want to keep you away from your cocktails or your dinner any longer. But feel free to reach out to me and to each other. And if you haven't yet claimed your listing on trustref.net, please do so, because it will definitely make you more visible and give you a sense of who else is in the group.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you
Take care,
all.
everyone.
Thanks, Michael.
Have a great evening. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Thank you, Mike.
Good night.